What's your favorite song that has no lyrics? Swan Song by Led Zeppelin. It's not an official release, but you can clearly tell it's Page Bonham Jones on the track. And the later riff formed what would be the core of Kashmir, a fact that Page has acknowledged publicly on numerous occasions. Second best? Tin Ribs All Carrot Pod Pod Pod. Yes, that's the title, and it's such a glorious little thing Led Zeppelin did as well. Such a beautiful song. Technically this question is incorrect, a song has to have words to be a song. And yes, even if you title it something cheeky like Song Without Words, it is still not technically a song. I know it's a bit pedantic, but piece of music, or instrumental work, or composition, or if its style has a name, rhapsody, concerto, symphony, overture, etc. would be more accurate words. That said, David Maslanka's Give Us This Day, which is a short symphony for one band, probably be the Ovens Furleys. I don't listen to classical music unless I'm studying or reading a book, and I used to listen to it on repeat. That turned out to be a bad idea because I started to like it and it distracted me from my book. Now I have a whole classical bangers playlist to listen to, so I don't get too used to any particular song. Explosions in the Sky, Your Hand in Mine, or Postcard from 1952. I also want to shout out to a post-rock band from Michigan I found a decade ago just surfing Bandcamp. Sunlight Ascending, and they're absolutely amazing. All the Memories All at Once, Overture from Tommy the Who, Jessica Allman Brothers, Classical Gas, Mason Williams, Freewheelin' BTO, Almost Anything played by George Benson, Angel Eyes Jim Brickman, Joy Apollo 100, Granuails Dance Celtic Women, Sedona Sunrise Esteban, Lowell, A Little Something Here for Everyone. Closing Time, Tom Waits. It's the last song on his first album of the same name, an album my father played every night before passing away when I was 3. It's like a Pavlovian response. Now I hear that song and drift into heavy sleep more often than not. Always With Me, Always With You by Joe Satriani. I had the pleasure of seeing Live last year. When that main riff came in, the part around 25 seconds in the video, I got chills. Powerhouse, by Raymond Scott. If you think you have never heard it, you're probably wrong. It's used in cartoons, ads, movies, as well as pop and rock tunes by Devo and TMBG. It's been covered hundreds of times, in many styles. Frankenstein, Edgar Winter Group. Also Psyche Rock, Pierre Henry. The inspiration for the Futurama theme song. Lux Eterna by Clint Mansell, Requiem for a Dream. Axel F by Harold Falterman, Beverly Hills Cop, Crazy Frog. Burly Brawl, Mona Lisa Overdrive, and Navras by Juno Reactor, The Matrix. Deep Jungle Walk by Asterix. Dead Combo Se Aliarque Arisoteo. The album is a nod to a famous Portuguese guitarist, Carlos Paredes. This song gives you a small window as to what our culture and music is like. Hope you guys enjoy it. I've listened to this hundreds of times before going to bed. It is one of the most tranquil pieces of music I've ever heard, and it relaxes me like no other. This is a tough one, because there's quite a few good ones and I feel I'm probably forgetting a big one. I'll go with Stream of Consciousness, by Dream Theater. But shout out to La Villa Strangiato. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence by Ryuichi Sakamoto. 1996 version stirred something in my soul the first time I heard it, loved ever since. I have multiple playlists just dedicated to instrumental music, but if I had to choose it would be either Televangelism by Ethel Cain, Passacaglia in C minor by Bach, or Panacea by Disasterpeace. I'm not a fan of songs with lyrics, so I have many favorites. But my top is CHRBRG's Outro song. Although it's very short, so I always listen to the extended version. Really tingles my brain. Spiegel im Spiegel by Arvo Pärt. If you watched all of The Good Place, you'll know it as the music in the last episode that plays as Chidi discusses the idea of the wave. It's gorgeous. Kites by Green Pirate. Just pure explosive joy of a song. Wish the artist remained active, but they kinda pieced out right. It released so many good ones, but if I'm putting on instrumental music, it'll almost always begin with Freedom played by This Will Destroy You. Skrillex Orchestral Suite by Variant. And, no, it's not dubstep like you're probably thinking just because it is Skrillex, lol. It's a tie between these. Waiting for Stars to Fall and Barcelona Nights, both by Audemars Liebert. Songbird, Kenny G. Cluster 1 and Maroon, both by Pink Floyd. 40 kilograms. Really wanted it to be played at my funeral one day, but then I wouldn't get to experience it. Walked down the aisle to it this summer instead. Orion, Metallica. Playing God, Polyphia. Glasgow Kiss, John Petrucci. Technical Difficulties, Paul Gilbert. Viking Pong Paul Gilbert. Fuzz Universe Paul Gilbert. And then she bled by suicide silence. No lyrics unless you count a hysterical woman screaming about how her pet chimpanzee is tearing her friend's face off. Once Upon a Time in the West Man with the harmonica theme. I get chills every time I hear this song, Jupiter by Gustav Holst. There is a section of it that might be the greatest piece of music ever written. But the piece as a whole is also amazing. Chopin's Nocturne in E-flat major, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra version of Carol of the Bells. That song is currently my favorite thing to listen to during the holidays. That lo-fi music with animated setting girl backdrop on YouTube. For some reason, I can clean my whole house while that music is on. Currently Ivory Coast by Jude Earl. Moving stuff, hard to pick one. Top 3? Everything You Do is a Balloon Boards of Canada. Relom Plaid. Troisième ne peut dire que c'était on placebo. I don't know why but it feels like my depression put into music. Lorne Anvil. It's buzzy, melancholy, and very early 2000s influenced music video. Recently found it and love every minute. Pathétique Beethoven and also by far the piece of music I have listened to the most and somehow love it more each time. The slang word PC rolls off the tongue with far better ease than the proper word vagina. Do you agree? Andre 3000. Aluminium The White Stripes. Unless you count a cry as a lyric. Yes, I'm going to be that guy. All songs have lyrics. If it doesn't have lyrics it is called a piece of music. Excluding classical music and soundtracks. Natural Fools by Marabou State. It's so beautiful. It makes me so calm. Minnie Ripper by Strawberry Girls. There's a version with lyrics, but the original instrumental version is the best. Moon Crash by Epic Mountain Rain. New Era by Adam Burgess. Overwatch 2 isn't great but the soundtrack sure is. Ludovico Einaudi Night. I find it endlessly thrilling. Not sure why this counts but Daisy by the Palindromes. It just has some old movie audio in the background. Saucerful of Secrets 3D. Dvorak's Ninth Symphony, New World. Specifically the fourth movement, but the entire piece is gorgeous. Threnody to the Victims of Hiroshima, even though it's disappointing or named it after it was created. God is an astronaut when everything dies. All is violent, all is bright. If you want to check them out. Old Timey Brandenburg Concerto No. 3 by J.S. Bach. New Timey Sleep by Godspeed You Black Emperor. Right Now? Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness by Smashing Pumpkins. Tomorrow Will Be Different. Battles of a Few I Enjoy. Battle Ziva. Any Cocteau Twins song. I mean they do have lyrics but nobody knows what the fuck they're saying lol. In a Sentimental Mood by Duke Ellington and Coltrane and Return of the Rain Man by Paul Hardcastle. The Only Moment We Were Alone. Solar Sailor by Daft Punk. It's from the Tron Legacy movie soundtrack and it's fucking enchanting. The Birth and Death of Day. Too many to list. Root Beer Bag by Billy Joel, Canadian Sunset, Rhapsody in Blue, to name a few. First Breath After Comma. Crystallized by Camellia. It feels like an out-of-body experience. It is also on Beat Saber Experience. 9 Inch Nails 13 Ghosts 2. First heard it while watching The Raid 2. More. Nimrod. It's a tearjerker. It is played at the Cenotaph every year on Remembrance Sunday. Don't a song by definition have lyrical content? Or at least do you have lyrical content? Ezio's Family, Lichtund Shot in Tokyo Ghoul, Destiny Yakuza 6, The Legend of Sid. Almost everything that Khruangbin does. I can't decide between the three. Liberi Fatali, Time Scar Chrono Cross, or BB's theme. Any modern rap song. That is if you don't count grunts and numbing sounds as lyrics. Orion. Claire de Lune. Jessica Allman Brothers. Every time we say goodbye Coltrane. Sorry to burst your bubble again. But if it doesn't have lyrics, it isn't a song. Guitar Mask by Infected Mushroom, and pretty much anything from Dance with the Dead. The correct answer is The Hamster Dance. No, I don't count anything there as lyrics. No lyrics, all vocals though. Princess Leia's theme as well as most anything composed by the Maestro Williams. If you wanna be pedantic I do, there is no such thing as a song without lyrics. Mystigoga Bordello. It has a voiceover but I wouldn't consider it lyrics. CAFO Animals as leaders. I capture castles and so I watch you from afar. The Great Goog in the Sky by Pink Floyd. It's got vocalization, but no words. Slabode by Peter Green. Genesis by Justice. Rude Mood by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Prison Insinituzo. Toxic Avenger My Only Chance. Play Furry for the Love of All That Is Holy. Duel of the Fates. Or really take your pick of any of John Williams' scores. Outside of historical classical music, I'd say Agate by Nicholas Bertel. Lux Eterna Requiem for a Dream, absolutely epic, perfect for the movie Space Butthole Surfers. It does have some laughs and screams but no lyrics. Pomp and Circumstance. R.I.P. Macho Man. Roddy Piper's Bagpipes entrance 2. Pink Floyd Marooned. Miserlou Tubular Bells Night on Bald Mountain Gymnopty No. 1 Take 5. Today, it's Chicago Stomp, Clair de Lune. To be fair, it's inspired by the poem with the same name. Theme song to King of the Hill. Or Haydn's Symphony 104. I'm eclectic. Nuja Bessararian Dance. Pretty much everything by him is great. Sleepwalk by Sando and Johnny. It's played at the end of La Bamba movie. Embryonic Journey, by Jefferson Airplane. One of my favorites, anyway. Rave if it's considered no lyrics, it depends what you count as lyrics. Symphony No. 7 in A major, Opus 92. Allegretto, by Ludwig van Beethoven. Lux Aramk by Eric Whitacre, specifically the concert band version. Harry J. All-Stars The Liquidator. Sleepwalk by Santo Johnny. Such a beautifully haunting melody. Love Sorrow SXXNT. Polygap, Hendrix. What's the Use? Fish. Open Season, Oregon. Remembrance by Balmoria and American Beauty by Thomas Newman. Edward the Mad Shirt Grinder by Quicksilver Messenger Service. Take These Hands Paul Johnson. Moonlight Path David Weiner. Ecstasy Acid by Sophie. Experimental pop is an underrated genre. Sleepwalk. Does tequila count, or is tequila considered the lyrics? Tangerine Dreams Love on a Real Train from Risky Business. Well, if you listen to EDM techno, pretty much all of them,